costs are mandatory expenses which are incurred for the smooth running of a business. Every part of a business is associated with different types of business costs, right from production up till marketing and even sales. Costs have various kinds of relations with the output and are used in different types of business applications such as cost accounting, financial accounting, capital budgeting, valuations, mergers, acquisitions, and many more. Hence, there are multiple ways of differentiating costs based on the relations with the output as well as in the context in which they are used. We will now be discussing the different types of business costs. Direct costs. As the name suggests, this cost can be directly related to producing goods or rendering services. This cost includes material, labor, and distribution expenses and other costs that can be directly related to a product and can be traced back to specific departments or even individual projects. For example, Apple manufactures an iPhone and a worker spends about 6 hours in manufacturing the phone. The direct costs that are related to the phone are the wages paid to the worker in manufacturing the phone and the cost of the parts that are used to build the phone. Indirect costs. On the other hand, these are the type of costs that cannot be directly related to producing goods or rendering services. This cost cannot be directly traced back to a particular product, activity, department, or even a project. For example, in the case of manufacturing an iPhone, the cost of the glass screen will be a direct cost. However, the cost of the electricity that is used to provide power to the manufacturing plant will be an indirect cost, since electricity is used for manufacturing all the phones and not one particular phone can be traced back to the electricity bill. Fixed costs. These are the type of costs that do not vary with the number of units produced or the number of services rendered by the company. In other words, this cost is independent of the units of output and it remains fixed for the period of time. This cost is incurred irrespective of the fact whether the company produces 1 unit or produces 1000 units of the product. Fixed costs include rent, depreciation, salary of supervisors, etc. Variable costs. These costs are unlike fixed costs and fluctuate on the level of production. These costs change on the quantity of products or service the company renders. Variable costs increase as the production volume increases, and variable costs decrease as the production volume decreases. For example, in a manufacturing facility, a certain quantity of materials and a certain number of laborers are required to manufacture a product. But if the quantity of products has to be increased, the number of materials and the number of laborers or the number of hours worked by each laborer will have to increase, and hence the cost relating to these will have to increase, and hence these will be called as variable costs. Although there is a clear differentiation between fixed and variable costs, there isn't any hard and fast rule onto which category they should belong. For example, a company that uses paper in its administrative tasks might have cost of paper as a fixed cost, but for another company that provides printing services to another company, it might have cost of paper as a variable cost. Operating costs. These are the type of costs that are associated with day-to-day transactions and business activities of a company, but they cannot be traced back to a specific product. Operating costs can also be divided into fixed costs and variable costs, depending on the nature of activities and the business transactions the company holds. Rent utilities of a manufacturing plant can be considered as an example. Operating cost ratio helps to determine how efficiently a company is generating sales based on the utilization of their costs. Period costs and product costs. These costs are considered to be similar to direct and indirect costs. Period costs are seen as expenses of the whole current period. On the other hand, product costs directly relate to the output and hence help in inventory valuation. Period costs do not associate themselves with the cost of manufacturing the product and hence are not related to the inventory valuation. Opportunity cost. This is the benefit given up when one decision is made over the other. Opportunity cost represents an alternative which is left out when making a decision, and is therefore considered to be most relevant for two mutually exclusive events. For example, if a farmer chooses to plant rice on the land, the opportunity cost would be the benefit he would receive from planting another crop or by alternative use of resources. Out-of-pocket costs and sunk costs. These are the costs that are historical in nature and have already been incurred. These costs do not affect the decisions of the company and hence are not involved in the current and future decision making processes, since they will be the same regardless of the outcome. Out-of-pocket costs require use of current resources such as cash. Some costs are the costs that are unavoidable in nature and the company is committed to incur. Incremental costs. These are the costs that are associated with changing from one activity to another or changing from one course of action to another. Incremental costs represent the difference between cost of two alternatives. Unlike opportunity cost, which represents the sacrifice that is made when production is used for one alternative than other, incremental cost represents the difference between two options that are available. Moving on to the last one, controllable and non-controllable costs. Controllable costs can be controlled and regulated by the manager who is responsible for it. For example, the production manager of a department can control the material, the labor, and the factory overheads costs that are incurred in the production process. On the other hand, the non-controllable costs cannot be changed by an individual, department, or even a business. For example, the rent allocated to a building in a company cannot be controlled. Now, when you will run a company, I hope you are able to identify what cost your company is incurring.